get us our overlay here, so bear with me. Can you guys hear me okay, or are you not hearing me?
There, try that. See if that works. Let's see here. So you can hear me now. Billy Roberts out there.
Let's see, can we get this other thing situated? I don't know. Going around turn 1 and 2 there here at Volusia. And green flag is out there, down and away. They head down through turn 1 and 2. I'm trying to get us to where we can see what's going on here on the racetrack. And I found out the issue here is as they go in through turn 3 and 4. Down there now, off the corner 4 to here through 1 and 2. I'm trying to see who we got where, and it's just not coming up the way I need it to. Is there single file there, double file, or 2 wide there for third? Yeah, they come there now through 1 and 2. That would explain why that quit working all of a sudden, so now we can get that back. Go rolling there off the corner. Great job so far. And down the backstretch there, as we got our results for heat number 1 here coming in. Sorry that we didn't get them up before. If we can get them to come up now, that'd be great. And it's wanting to still be temperamental. As heat number 2 is coming to the line. Oh man, why is this being such an issue tonight? It normally isn't this bad, but apparently SDK ran out on me yesterday and I didn't realize that. So therefore, it's giving me just a slight issue here. So grid here tonight, and this isn't coming up. Okay, let's try this again as they come there out of turn 4 one more time around here. See if we can get this to load up this time. There we go. Now we got something happening. Bring that back. Hopefully that kicks it in. There we go. All right. So your heat number 2 grid looks like this. Shane Billings starting up there on pole. Randy Shreve second. Dean Reynolds third. Brian Moore fourth. Pat Boyce there fifth. Jeff Sharp there sixth. Bob the Good there in seventh. Here we go, heat number 2 on the way here. We have your heat 1 results real fast. Billy Roberts getting that win. Gavin Chatham in second. Joseph Grandy third. Joe Montell fourth. Jeff Barker fifth. Scott Thomason there in sixth. And Chad Lackey in seventh. That was your heat 1. As you watch them there out of the corner, Shane Billings holding on to that lead. Down there on the bottom side is Dean Reynolds. Dino trying to hang on, but can't quite do so. And now Randy Shreves works there to the front. Brian Moore getting around Dino as they work down through off turn number 2. Down there now, down the back straightaway. Shane Billings there out front, but has company there from Randy Shreves. Randy Shreves is there on the bottom side. Dino back here in fourth. Billings there in second now. And oh no, up into the fence and up and over, and he'll get an automatic park. He goes out of the racetrack there. Randy Shreves out there in front. Brian Moore second. Dino there in third. Jeff Sharp there in fourth. Pat Boyce there in fifth. Shane Billings out of this one. Here for this heat race number 2. They work down here. Now off turn number 4. Down through the front straightaway. Everybody looking good so far now as they work on out here. And we're going to try to reload this. See if this can reload now. They work down the front straightaway. Shreves still up front. Brian Moore there. Unofficial results. Dean Reynolds getting third. Take a look at it here in just a quick moment. Yeah, your heat 2 results are Randy Shreves getting that win. Brian Moore there in second. Third going to Dean Reynolds. Jeff Sharp there fourth. Pat Boyce fifth. Bob the Good there sixth. Shane Billings there in seventh. We'll be back after this short message. Don't go anywhere.
Thank you to all of our sponsors.
All right, back here at the Speedway. Hopefully everything is back and the way it needs to be. We start there on pole with Billy Roberts out there on pole. Randy Streams to his outside there in the 56 for LGR Motorsports. The 99, Gavin Chatham, starts in third inside row number 2 with Brian Moore to his outside in the 55. Row number 3 to the inside, raise the bar, number 518. Joseph Grandy with Dino there in 6th. Driving to number 79. There in row number 4, Joe Mossell for Short Fuse Motorsports in the 028. Jeff Sharp to his outside in the number 280 for Thunder Ridge Racing. Row number 5, inside, Can-Am Racing Team 513, Jeff Barker there in 9th. Pat Boyce in the 41 will start 10th. Row number 6, on that inside lane, Scott Thomason Racing, the 06 of Scott Thomason there in 11th. To his outside, the 7 of Bob DeGood there for Can-Am Racing. In 13th tonight, Chad Lackey in the 66 for Billings Motorsports starts 13th. Shane Billings in the 17 will start there in 14th. And that is your field here tonight for the 360 wing sprint cars. Hammer down, here they go. 25 laps of distance in the corner number 1. 3 wide there as Chatham gets to the inside. Billy Roberts stuck there in the middle now has to fight back as he's there in the middle working up there to the top side now. As they work down here through turn 1 and 2. Streams there, Grandy there. And Chatham out there in the front right now. Great restart from him. Up to position. Oh no, Grandy an issue back here in turn number 4. The 028 Joe Mossell gets collected. Jeff Barker, he's going to slow up for it. And we got Pat Boyce upside down there on the outside of the racetrack. Going to have to take a tow. All right, now as we watch her, you'll see Joe Mossell down there on the inside gets collected into that barrier down on the bottom. And we'll see if we can get with Pat Boyce down here to see what exactly happened to him. I'm not exactly sure what happened to Boyce, whether he got collected there one way or another, but he ended up upside down here. As you see all that calamity down there on the bottom, comes up the racetrack, and looks like he got the unfortunate end of netcode there. He's up there on the top side. Let's see if we can get a better angle at this. There we go. We'll see if we can get a better angle at this. As you see them just jump up the racetrack. And he just pops it up there with the 6, netcode in there with him. And he goes up and over there on the front stretch. Nothing Boyce could have really done there, but takes a wild flip down that front straight. And now we're getting back here to racing action. Side by side, one more time around. They'll get back going here for the green flag after your first caution here in the 360 sprint division. Following this is your limited late models. Coming after this, before we end the night with the midgets. Got out here out of corner 3 and 4. Fred's going to pull up. That's going to hand it over there to Gavin Chatham down the front straightaway. What a run there on that inside lane as Billy Roberts gets a great run there on the inside as well. But Shreves not going to give up on that outside lane. Pulls it back side by side there through corner 3 and 4. Got to be real careful down there on the bottom side as they work there off. Dino's got to be careful there as it looked like Roberts almost got a little too sideways there. Dino now, he's going to make a charge there on the inside of Billy Roberts there through turn 3 and 4. 3 wide with Moore on the outside. Now they're just 2 wide with Dino underneath of Moore as they work there now off turn number 2 down that back straightaway. 20 laps to go. Moore in the third, but Dino's right there on that inside line as they come back down across the front stretch. There in the number 028. Yeah, Roberts having issues there. Not sure where he ended up. Roberts disappeared there for a moment. Now he's back. You see Jeff Sharp there in the number 280 there with that stainless steel wing on that yellow machine. Down through the back straightaway, working there right behind Billy Roberts. Brian Moore there in the third. Dino there in the fourth. Jeff Sharp, and oh no, they collect in a calamity in the quarter number one. Jeff Barker there involved. Shane Billings up and over Scott Thomason. Losing the wing there. That's going to bring out caution number 2. So you watch them here. They'll go 3 wide here with the 17 of Billings there in the middle. As the 6 and the 17 collide. And man, oh man, what a rocket there through turn 1. The 2 of them is taking a huge tumble there. Glad to see both are okay as they get back underway here shortly. Tough break there for some of these drivers here as they work out through here. Thank you all for tuning in here to the C2CRL. That C2CRN, which is Coast to Coast Racing Network. We're here live with the Coast2Coast Racing League, as well as live over at Flieger Farm TV. If you're looking to join this series, you can find a link in the description over at FFTV. But for those of you over at Coast to Coast Racing Network here on YouTube, that website I'll read off to you is going to be C2CRL.com. Again, that is C2CRL.com. Now they get ready here. Great field here tonight. 14 drivers trying to battle it out, finding out who's going to be the better guy. And they work down that back straightaway. Final time here before we go back green after this second caution. Side by side out there in front, Gavin Chatham, Randy Shreves, Brian Moore there in third, Dean Reynolds up there in fourth. Now these drivers now go to find that long pedal. As it gets loud here once again at Volusia in the corner number 1. The dust flies through 1 and 2 as they now work down that back straightaway. Dino working into the outside of Moore as Moore would like to get closer to the front there. Now he's battling underneath of Shreves. Shreves doing a great job here tonight. Running through the middle of 1 and 2 right now as they now work there down the back straightaway. Jeff Barker issues back here in the 513. Trying to work his way back up through as Jeff Barker is there. You see him. Jeff Sharp there in the pits. Randy Shreves down the back straight away. Jeff Sharp may be out. We'll have to take a look at that as they work there off turn 4. Gavin Chatham out there in front. Randy Shreves there in second. Ward there in third with Dean Reynolds there fourth. Joe Marcel fifth. Now Billy Roberts up there in the 6th, and Joseph Grandy falls back, and more problems down there on the front stretch, and they get together, and look out. Billy Roberts taking a spin up and over through, and so does Chad Lackey. Chad Lackey upside down there in corner 1 and 2. Man, we're seeing a lot of cars going for a roll here through turn 1 and 2, and not the roll you want to see. As you see there, Billy Roberts ends up sideways coming out of turn 4. Nowhere for those drivers to go. And Chad Lackey getting the bad end of that deal as he's up and over. And going to have to take a tow back to the pits. Gavin Chatham, your race leader still with Randy Shreves there second. Brian Moore there in third. Dean Reynolds there fourth. Fifth, sixth, Joe Marcel, Joseph Grandy, Brian, Bob DeGood there in 7th. The others are on pit road or out, as I suspected. Jeff Sharp has loaded it up. Chad Lackey, Billy Roberts, Shane Billings, Thomason, Barker, all sitting on pit road at this point in time. Got to see exactly how this plays out. They work down through the backstretch there through turn 3 and 4. Dino sitting in 4th right now, right behind Moore. Track almost seems a little loose to these drivers tonight. I don't know if that's the truth or not. We'll have to ask some of these drivers, especially coming off turn 4. It seems like they're getting just a wee loose coming there onto the front straightaway, trying to keep it off of that front stretch wall as it comes at you quickly. As turn 4 kind of shoots you there to the outside wall if you're not careful. Lights are up on that pace machine down there now. On the pit road goes Fred. Single files. We're under 10 laps to go. Adam, great restart now down here in the corner 1 and 2. Up there on that high side, Brian Moore and Reynolds trying to battle it out for that final position there for the podium as Reynolds gets a great run there through the corner. Right behind him goes the 028 of Joe Marcel. Joe Marcel collected him something earlier, but he's back running here. Looking good there in 4th as they roll it out there. Billings up there in 10th. Lackey there in 11th. Roberts with a black flag there in 12th. Now Roberts back on pit road there with a black flag. Yeah, they work down off a turn 4. 9 drivers still on the track. Now you watch Brandy going around the outside of the 06 of Scott Thomason. And Treves trying to make a run at the leader here of Gavin Chatham as he works through the middle of the corner. And Chatham works up there on that high side. Dino sitting there 4th, trying to see if he can find that momentum there as he works there. A little short slider through turn 3 and 4. Not really gaining anything, but Joe Marcel, he got a great run. Coming there in the corner 1 and 2. He's going to try to slide it on up there. Can't quite get there as of yet. He now gets into Dino, coming there in the 3 and 4. Great job on hooking there, guys. And oh no! Joe Marcel does give Dino the right rear into the wall coming out of turn 4. Saw them get together a little bit there on the backstretch. And there you see it, just coming there off the corner. Dino gets up there, that wonderful iRacing magical wing on the top of these cars here tonight. Watch them disappear and reappear here. As Dino's down there on the pit lane, going to get some work done to that machine. Not going to be out of this one, but definitely going to hinder him a little bit as he's going to start towards the back after this restart. Lights are on the pace machine still. Chatham still out front. Yeah, we still got one more time around. That pace car's down there on the bottom. Dino back out on track, bringing it back around to the back of the pack here. Right now in 6th as they work down there now out of 2. As lights should go out this time by. As we're here with the 360 Wing Sprint Cars on this Hometown Heroes night. And you see them coming off turn 4. Should be one more time around. We'll see how that goes here as they now. There you see the pace car move up the racetrack just a little bit. Lights go out. Chatham out front. Treves there in 2nd. Brian Moore in 3rd. Joe Marcel in 4th. Scott Thomas in there 5th. Down there now, off corner 4, Fred goes. Handing it over to Chatham. Chatham hits the pedal. They're down and away. Dirt and dust fly through turn 1 and 2 once again here at Volusia with 4 laps to go. Down that back straightaway goes Chatham. Randy Shreves there in 2nd. Shreves trying to battle back there on the bottom side. Brian Moore there in 3rd. Joe Marcel there in 4th. Dean Reynolds now got himself there in the 6. I don't think he's going to have any time, though, to get back up there into contention for a podium spot, but he's working that top lane right now, up above the 06 of Thomason. As Thomason stuck down there on the bottom side now through 1 and 2. 2 laps to go. Here for Gavin Chatham out there at the number 99. The 56 there of Randy Shreve still trying to chase him down, but Brian Moore back there in third. Joe Mossell in fourth as they work it on down there now. Off in through turn 1 and 2. Gavin Chatham out there. Randy Shreves there in the second. Brian Moore third. Here they come across the line. Gavin Chatham gets the victory here for the 360 Wing Sprint Cars at Volusia tonight. Followed by Randy Shreves and Brian Moore rounding out your top 3. All right, here we go. We're going to see here how these drivers react. Your feature results are as follows. It is Gavin Chatham getting that win. Randy Shreve second. Brian Moore there in third. Joe Mossell fourth. Dean Reynolds fifth. Joseph Randy there in sixth. Scott Thomason there seventh. Bob DeGood eighth. Jeff Barker there in ninth. Billy Roberts in 10th. Chad Lackey there in 11th. Shane Billings there in 12th. Jeff Sharp, 13th. Pat Boyce there, 14th. That is your finishing. We got Brian Moore here in third tonight. See where our waiting room guys are. Waiting here on the broadcast for these guys to get into the waiting room. We got Randy Shreve, second place driver here. We'll get with him first. Good evening there, Randy. How's it going?
Not too bad.
Man, what a night of racing it's been so far.
Yeah, definitely exciting, that's for sure. Always trying to catch Gavin is, exciting. Thought that I may have had something there for him there before that last caution. I don't know, I just found a little line that seemed to have been working, and then once we come back to green there, it just it wasn't there, and he got away from me and just ran a perfect race like normal.
Yeah, you did a great job there tonight, though, Randy. And man, what was it like coming out of turn 4? It seems like some drivers were getting just a tad loose coming out of 4 there.
Yeah, it definitely started to slicken up there and coming out of 4 there, and I think that's pretty much what got me there. But it was pretty treacherous, but just a little patience and just trying to make sure to hit your line was the key to this race. And Gavin did just that, and I tried, but didn't have enough in the tank, I guess.
I mean, it's just the slight little bits that can make the difference between first and second, and I think we kind of saw that here tonight. It's just so hard to pass sometimes, getting that momentum on that bottom side, especially when the top gets rolling like we saw Chatham having it.
Yeah, that's for sure, and he did an awesome job there at the beginning of the race running that bottom. I just, I'm more of a high side driver, and I couldn't figure that bottom out for anything, but, I'm just happy to pull off second, and, congrats to Gavin and Brian. We all put on a pretty good race.
All right, well, congrats there, Randy. You got sponsors, shout-outs, people you want to thank?
Yeah, for sure, definitely. Everybody at Coast to Coast, everything they do. You, Adam, for the broadcast, Regal Wraps and Designs, everything all them guys do, and you, and, I thank my buddy Mike and my buddy Jeff Spann, and just everybody for watching.
Alrighty, well, congrats there again, Randy. And are you going to be racing any more tonight? I know we got limited lights coming up next.
Yeah, I'll be running the other 2 races tonight.
Alrighty, well, we look forward to it, and good luck.
Thanks, Adam. We'll see you, buddy.
All right, Randy Shreves there is second. Now we'll get with Brian Moore, third place. Good evening there, Brian. How's it going?
Good, man. How you doing now?
I'm doing fairly well here. Kind of
So
take
we're
us
having
through
fun,
your
man.
race. I mean, yeah, you had a little bit of competition there from Dino, but it seems like, unfortunately, Dino had some issues there late in this one.
Yeah, we were running the top there, and it was fun. It was, fun to run up there and keep up with them guys. And then on that one restart, well, man, going into 1 and 2, I thought I was going to get into Randy. So I thought in the next corner, man, I'll go to the bottom and see if I can get by Randy down here. And I hadn't been down there the whole race, so when I went down there, it was kind of like, whoa. It got a little sideways on me. I don't know what happened to Dino, if he had to check up or whatever happened behind me there, but there was another caution right after that, and I thought, man, I hope I didn't cause a bottleneck there, but because I know Dino, because I mic'd up and said, Dino, yeah, I apologize, man, if you were following me there, man, I just got a little sideways, and he's like, yeah, he was behind me, so anyway, that was fun. Anyway, that whole race chasing Randy there, he had a good run going, but it was fun.
Yeah, well, as we talked to with Randy, that turn 4 definitely seemed slick there on the bottom. And it looked like drivers were chasing it up the racetrack and then having to kind of backpedal it a little bit to keep it out of that outside wall.
Yeah, I kind of run a little bit of a slider line, and 3 and 4 worked better for me till it got real slick. And then you had to kind of enter real high, and you'd get a good run coming down the front straightaway. So I think that turned into the fast line.
Great job there, Brian. You got sponsors, shout-outs, anybody you want to thank?
No, just Coast to Coast for putting this thing on, and you for doing the broadcast and the announcing and everything. I appreciate that. And I don't know who the sponsor is for this tonight, but
Rigger Wraps and Designs.
The Rigger Wraps and Designs, good for them, man, for stepping up and sponsoring this thing. So appreciate that, and just give a shout out to my brother Rick and Rona. We finally got on the podium again, but so yeah, we had fun tonight. Appreciate it.
Well, great job there again, Brian. And are you racing more tonight?
No, that's it.
Alrighty, well, great job here getting the podium, and have yourself a great rest of your Wednesday night.
All right, thank you.
All right, now I'll get with Gavin Chatham, our winner here. Good evening there, Gavin. What a start you had in the night there, coming off, up there to the lead early, and really didn't look back. But I know Randy was trying to get at you, but just not enough in his tank, I guess.
Yeah, no, Randy definitely, he did a really good job there, and he definitely kept me honest in the late stages of that race for sure. We were actually just talking about that, and I was kind of wishing the bottom to go away. I just felt so comfortable down there, and I felt really good, and I didn't really think anyone else was going to try to run down there. And then it started slicking up and getting slower down there, so I knew I had to switch my line up. And then when I started doing that, Randy was definitely there, and he definitely had a car capable of winning tonight, and he definitely kept me honest there at the end. But all in all, set quick time. I did pretty good in the heat race there. I made a little mistake and got into Grandy there a little bit, which was my fault, and but collected it back together and still finished second there. And then just on the start, we got such a good start there, and Billy kind of pushed up a little bit and left the door open there, and I was able to get underneath him and get such a great run down the straightaway, and then take the lead and just went off front and made smooth, clean laps and just held on for the win.
Yeah, you did a great job hanging on to the win. And, man, you racing any more tonight?
No, I'm not going to test my luck tonight in the late models. So I'll stay on. I'll finish the night on top, which feels pretty good. It feels good to get the win tonight here in the 360 Hometown Heroes. So I'll take that and move on. And maybe one of these days somebody can convince me to get in these late models. But tonight I'm going to probably pass.
Alrighty, well, great job there in the 360 sprint. You got shout-outs, sponsors, anybody you need to thank?
First, I just want to thank you for doing an awesome job with the broadcast. I want to thank Regal Wraps and Designs for sponsoring Hometown Heroes on Wednesday night. I just want to thank FTM, Full Throttle Motorsports, Mike Schick Motorsports Design, Velocity Race Design, Northeast Outlaw Motorsports, Vertex Graphics, Chatham Motorsports, Swan Speed Shop, Super Dirt Car Series. I want to thank all the sponsors, all the support we get for the team. I just want to thank the fans for coming out and watching these races. I hope we put on a good show for you all each and every night. I just want to thank my fans as well for always taking the time to watch the races.
Alrighty, congrats again there, Gavin, and you have yourself a wonderful Wednesday night there. Enjoy that victory.
Thank you. Always good talking to you. Have a great rest of your night.
All right, that was Gavin Chatham. We'll be back here shortly. Don't go anywhere. We got more racing coming up after this.
1, 2, 3. I love it, Molly.
They say it's a matter of time, 1,000 days and the sun won't shine before I come back to you. For your love I will go far, I wanna be wherever you are. I know I'm coming back for you.
Brother, it's good to see you.
My love is a river long, the best ride in a million wrongs. I know I'm coming back to you. And I'm happy, nothing's going to stop me. And I'm happy, nothing's going to stop me. I'm making my way home, I'm making my way.
Prevailed and takes home the checkers here at Knoxville Raceway.
Checker flag is out for Spangler as they come across the line here.
The 217 coming off of 4. It'll be hit.
Coming there off 3 and 4. Saller gets win number 2 of the night.
Randy Shreves from 19th to victory.
The cars 3 and 4 out here. It's going to be Watson for the win. It's going to be Shreves getting the win.
He sees the checkered flag win. Give it to William Watson.
back here live as it looks like it shut everything down, but did not bring it all back live. We got to make sure we got that working here. I believe we got it all somewhat situated, as it's not wanting to really weird that it's not grabbing it, but qualifying underway for the limited late models here at Volusia. You want to get down through the back straight away. You got the new 13 of Michael Vitale out there running here on the front stretch. As he's out of Brooklyn, New York. Down there through turn 1 and 2. Billy Roberts out there on track at the 99. And down there now off of the corner. All right, there, now. Yeah, there. So we got them both there now. And they're heading down there now through off the thing. There, Randy Shreves out there in the 56. We heard he's running them all tonight. Got third there in, or I'm sorry, no, that was, not Randy Shreves, that is, or was it Shreves? Was it Shreves that got third? I can't remember now, but we'll see here as... No, it was Moore. Shreves got second. That's what it was. Shreves got second there. Moore and Chatham are done for the night, but Shreves is here in the 56. Going to go and bring it here with it. Got the 207 there. Terry Waters out there. Michael Vitale pulling it to a rest there on the bottom. Everybody made their times there. There you see the times. A 15.593 for Lackey. 6.21 for Vitale. Now we get in here in the heat number 1. 2 heats here tonight. Heat number 1. It's going to be Randy Shreves for LGR Motorsports. On the inside, driving at number 56, Shane Billings out of Canada, driving at number 17. There starts second on the outside of row 1. Row number 2 on that inside line, raise the bar. The 518 of Joseph Grandy starts third. It was outside Billings Motorsports 66, driven by Chad Lackey, starts fourth. Row number 3 on that inside line, Thunder Ridge Racing's number 280 of Jeff Sharp starts there in fifth. To his outside, the 207 of Terry Walters starts sixth. All right, here we go now. Off of the corner they go. Shane Billings there, as we said, on that outside lane, on the front row. Had an okay run there in the 360 starting, but unfortunately had some problems and did not finish quite the way he was hoping for. One more time around here. Yeah, where'd my... Aha, there. I was going to say, where'd my water go? I'm going to need it. And we got them working down there now out of turn 2. Side by side. Fred's going to pull that pace machine off there into pit road. That's going to hand them the race control over to the 56 of Randy Shreves, who's down there on that inside front row, your race leader. Right behind him is Chad Lackey there, or I'm sorry, no, that is Joseph Grandy there in the 518. He's also looking for a little bit better run here in the late models than what he did in the 360s. As he rolls down the front straightaway, that dust flies being thrown through turn 1 and 2. They all squeeze down there into the bottom. 3 wide coming off 4. As Lackey gets there to the middle, going to get into the side of Billings a little bit. As Billings gets shuffled up and across the nose of the 207 of Terry Walters. And now they're side by side for the lead. Grandy out front. Or I'm sorry, Shreves out front. Grandy trying to make that run. Lackey, they're in third rate now after starting there in fourth. Billings Got it hanging on now in the fourth as he looks underneath of Chad Lackey once again here through turn 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway. Shreves out front. Got a good pace going for himself here as we got 4 laps to go. It'll be 3 laps when they come across the line. Down here through 1 and 2. Side by side there for third as Billings is trying to work on Lackey. Can't get around him. Shane Billings falls back into the grass with Jeff Sharp a little bit as Jeff Sharp's running a little bit higher line. Billings is going to slide up out of the corner. And down there now through turn 1 and 2. Here comes Jeff Sharp underneath. Can't quite get there. Lackey looking to see if he can get underneath of Grandy. 2 laps to go as they work through turn 3 and 4. Coming off of 4 now. White flags unfurled. Here we go. Final lap for Heat 1 of the limited late models as they come down there across through 1 and 2. Randy, Joseph, and Chad working down the back straightaway through turn 3 and 4. Randy trying to make a last-ditch run there on the inside. Can't quite make it happen. Randy Shreves gets the win here in heat number 1 of the limited late models this Wednesday night. All right, here we are now. Your results for heat number 1 are as follows. Randy Shreves getting that win. Joseph Grandy second. Chad Lackey third. Shane Billings there fourth. Jeff Sharp fifth. Terry Walters there in sixth. Heat number 2 on the board. Dean Reynolds starting out there for the Super Dirt Car Series. Full Throttle Motorsports, number 79 on the pole. Billy Roberts in the 99 starts second. Well, I should say the 099 starting in second. Row number 2, the inside line. The Canadian Ryland Banks driving the number 76 starts third. With Vitelli Motorsports Gears Unlimited, Michael Vitelli in the 213 starts fourth. There in row number 3, the inside line, Can-Am Racing Teams number 513, driven by Jeff Barker, is going to start in fifth. Can-Am Racing Team number 7 is going to start there in sixth, and that is driven by Mr. Bob DeGood. One more time around here before we take the green flag here in heat number 2. Dino's got the control here in this race. Now off turn number 2 down that back straightaway, side by side. Dino out there in second, Dino out there in front. Billy Roberts there second. Dino's got his work cut out for him if he wants to hang on to that outside lead, or hang on to that lead. But we'll see how it goes here as he's got some fast drivers there behind him. Dino technically is the 4th fastest here in this heat. So we'll see how it goes. As they come down through the front straightaway, they're already looking to go 3 wide. In the corner number 1 is 76 there. Ryland Banks looked to the inside, couldn't quite make the pass happen. Michael Vitelli gets a good run there in the 3rd. As Billy Roberts battles the outside there above Dino. Dino has no match of him there on the inside. As Vitelli and Roberts works there on the outside. Banks back there in a 4th, trying to get a little bit better run here. Through corner 3 and 4, they're all still battling there as they work off turn number 4. Side by side, little touch there might be between Dino and Vitelli, but they work there through the corner. Coming off 2. Got to make sure you give enough room for that outside car there, Dino, as they work there through. Now almost going 3 wide there, as it almost looked like Vitelli was going to try to put his nose in there. All right, Ryland Banks, he's back here. He's going to try to put a nose in there someplace as they work down the back straightaway out of 3 laps to go. Here they now work through turn 3 and 4. Ryland Banks looking back underneath the Dino, getting a nose there as they come here in the corner number 1. Banks underneath Reynolds. Reynolds might be falling back here, but not yet. As Banks falls back behind Reynolds, now they work there out of the corner. Roberts having some issues there. Vitelli now up there in the second. Dino there in the... Vitelli. Well, no. Sorry about that. Roberts drops back out there in front, but trying to see here exactly how it plays out on the thing. There it is. Roberts back out there as your race leader. Vitelli there in second. So Roberts gets the win here in heat number 2. Vitelli there in second. third going to Dean Reynolds. We'll take a look at the rest of the heat number 2 right now. Here we see Billy Roberts there getting that win. Michael Vitale there second. Dean there in third. Ryland Banks fourth. Jeff Barker in fifth. Bob the Good there in sixth. All right, we'll be back after this short message. Don't go anywhere. More racing coming up.
Thank you to all of our sponsors.
All right, we're back here from the Speedway of Volusia as we get set to rock and roll here. Down now out of the corner. Everybody hangs on here. Great job so far here tonight. All right, there. That's finally working the way it should be. And your starting grid is looking like this. Randy Shreve starting there on pole for LGR Motorsports, driving a 56. To his outside, Billy Roberts there in the number 099 to his outside. Row number 2 for Raise the Bar, the 518, Joseph Grandy will start third. Michael Vitale there in fourth. From Vitale Motorsports, Tears Unlimited to 213 of Michael Vitale. Row number 3, the inside, Billings Motorsports, driving to 66, Chad Lackey, Dino. And the number 79 for Super Dirt Car Series, Full Throttle Motorsports, starts in 6th tonight. Row number 4, inside line, Shane Billings into 17, starts in 7th with Ryland Banks to his outside there in the number 76. Row number 5, Jeff Sharp, the number 280, Thunder Ridge Racing. Jeff Sharp with Jeff Barker to his outside for Can-Am Racing in the 513. Row number 6 on that inside line, the 207 of Terry Walters there in 11. And Mr. Bob the Good is going to round out your field here tonight. In that car, number 7 in 12. Trying to get this adjusted just right again as it got goofed up somehow. So there we go. We'll see if that works. Randy Shreves out there as your control car on that inside lane. Roberts on the outside. They're side by side down here in the corner number 1. That's now they battle to the back stretch here. 25 laps the distance. Down there now out of the back straightaway. Shreves got put into the middle there with Randy going to the inside. And now they're going 4 wide off turn number 4. That's not going to go well. And now looks like Billy Roberts ended up there into the outside wall. Possibly lost a tire there on the front straightaway. Still parks it up there along the outside wall. No caution as they work down there through. And now it does look like he is missing the tire on the front right of that machine, or took a good wallop there, at least to that side. Joseph Grandy there out front. Lackey's there in second. Shreves in third right now. He's having a great night of racing. He had second there in the 360s. Now he's got third right now in the limited 8 models as he works down there in front of Dino. As Dino works there now out of turn number 4. Lackey getting a strong run off turn number 4, trying to get up there to Grandy. Vitelli sitting there in the 5th. Shane Billings there 6th. Jeff Sharp there 7th. Jeff Barker there 8th. Terry Walters, Bob the Good, and Ryland Banks is back here. And I'm not seeing why is Ryland Banks must have disappeared just for a quick moment there, as he is there in 8th. As I was reading him a different spot, I believe. Lackey there in 2nd. Grandy in 1st. Down there now, off a turn 1 and 2. Randy still leads the way here with 19 laps to go. Shreves there 3rd. Dino there in 4th. Mike Vitale in 5th as they keep it working. Down there now off the corner. Front to back, the 518 there, Joseph Grandy. Chad Lackey 2nd. Randy Shreves 3rd. Shreves looks like he wants to make a run here at Lackey. Down through turn 3 and 4. Going to get right up there underneath that back bumper of the 66 machine. So Randy Shreves down there on the inside, trying to find that momentum he needs. Going to dive it in here to 3 and 4. Going to see if he can make it stick. Gets it to stick a little bit, so he's going to stay right there with Lackey as Grandy is out there in front here. 16 laps to go for the limited late models here at Volusia for your real Wraps and Designs hometown heroes here tonight. Now you watch him coming there now off turn 3. Dino there in a 4th. See here if I can find, if I got a different thing here. I don't know if I do. We'll see. They work down that back straightaway. And off the corner they go. Everybody's working single file there. Shreves in 3rd. Lackey there in 2nd. They work it there off the corner. Randy leading the way, 10 laps to go. Lackey there in 2nd, Shreves there 3rd. Dino back there in 4th. Can't quite get the run he's looking for to get up there to battle these guys up front. But Shreves doing everything he can to get up there underneath the Lackey now as they go through turn 1 and 2. Shreves down there on the inside, Lackey on the outside. Barker having issues back here. Not sure exactly what happened. I don't know. It's goofy things happening. And we're down off of the corner. There you see nice and big now our Regal Wraps and Design sponsor there in the tower. Down there now, off corner number 3 and 4. Comes Grandy out there in front. Chad Lackey second. Shreves there in third. Now they battle it back onto the back straightaway. Shreves had a run there for a moment, but is still trying to find that momentum line. It's so hard whenever it seems single file racing here at Volusia. Down there through turn 1 and 2. Lackey trying to make a run at Grandy. 6 laps to go. These guys are running out of time up there at the front. Dino there in 4th. Michael Vitale back there in 5th. Jeff Sharp there 6th. Ryland Banks 5 to go. Then they work down there now through turn 1 and 2. Once again, Chad Lackey there in 2nd. Randy Shreves in 3rd. With Randy leading the train there through 3 and 4. As they now work there up off. Dean Reynolds there 4th. Michael Vitale 5th. Jeff Sharp 6th. Ryland Banks there in 7th. Shane Billings 8th. Jeff Parker and Terry Waters rounding out the top 10. Billy Roberts on pit road, not having the luck that he wanted there as he is out there after an incident there on the first lap. They're coming out of turn 4. Lackey making a move on Grandy possibly here as the laps wind down. 3 laps to go. It's now or never for these guys, and now here comes Randy Shreves to make a shot there. Chad Lackey as they work down there off turn 3 and 4. These guys are trying to get every piece of track they can, every little piece of grip, just nothing. There seems to be finding its way to these drivers, and there goes Shreves once again. He'll get right there to the bumper, but that's going to slide him up too high. That's going to probably do it there for Randy Shreves. Chad Lackey dives down underneath Grandy. He's got one more shot here. Can he make something stick here? Through turn 3 and 4. Lackey's going low down there on the bottom, but Grandy's got that preferred line, and he will keep it coming across the line. Joseph Grandy for the win here tonight at Volusia in the limited late models. Your results are as follows. Joseph Grandy getting that win. Chad Lackey 2nd. Randy Shreves 3rd. Dean Reynolds there 4th. 5th going to Michael Vitale. Jeff Sharp there 6th. Ryland Banks 7th. Shane Billings there 8th. Chip Parker there in 9th. Terry Walters there in 10th. Bobby Good there in 11th. Billy Roberts there in 12th. All right, here we go now. Let's get to it. And we got what coming here now? Let's see. We got our winners that need announced. Once I figure out what I'm pressing here. Good evening there, Randy Shreves. Once again, how's it going?
Pretty good, pretty good. Just wish that race would have went a little better for me.
Well, I mean, it looks like you gave it your all.
Yeah, I definitely gave it my all. Just on that initial start there, and just I don't know. I guess I got a bad start maybe, but I just got bombarded by a few guys. I don't know who all was there. I was kind of just stuck in the middle and bounced off a couple cars, lost a couple spots, and just tried to make up for it there at the end. And you know, against Joseph and Chad, they're both you know, probably the best in the business here. And you know, it's always tough to catch them guys, but yeah, definitely glad to take a podium here tonight.
Well, I mean, you can take pride. You caught them, but the problem was you couldn't quite find that grip to pass.
Yeah, this track, it's just, it's real hard to pass clean. You know, I thought I had a run there on Chad there at the end, and, you know, I did get a pretty good run, but I kind of had to let out. Otherwise, I probably would have taken Chad out, and, you know, I wasn't trying to ruin both of our races just for one more position.
Well, I mean, you're putting on quite the show there, Randy, as you got second in the 360s and now third here in the limited lates. What do you think's in store when you take on the midget?
The midgets, they're an absolute handful, and Kokomo, that's another beast in its own, and put them both together, and you don't know what you're gonna get. Just pray for the best, I guess.
Yeah, you never know, but I mean, out of all of the midget tracks, I think that's my favorite combination to put the midgets at is at Kokomo.
Yeah, it is a great track for the midgets. And the midgets, they're just, you just got to be careful in them things. They don't like the throttle too much.
They'll take the throttle if you can ease it to them. They don't like throttle all at once.
Yeah.
But man, great job there tonight in the limited late models. Before you go and get your midget out there at Kokomo, or fly over there to Kokomo and get your midget out that's waiting for you, do you have any sponsors, shout-outs, anybody you want to thank here for your limited late model podium?
For sure. As always, definitely want to thank Coast to Coast for all they do. You, Adam, for everything you do. Regal Wraps and Designs. My son Dylan Shreves for painting my cars. My buddy Mike McCoy for watching. My buddy Jeff Spann and his family for watching. And, everybody else that watches.
Well, great job again, Randy. And we'll see what you got going on. So you better go get that chopper or plane or whatever you're getting yourself over to Kokomo with.
Yeah, definitely got to hurry, and hopefully we'll be talking to you again soon.
All righty, good luck there.
Thanks.
All right, that was Randy Shreves. Now we'll get with Chad Lackey. These guys battled it out hard tonight. Good evening there, Chad. How's it going?
Adam, how are you?
I'm doing well. Man, oh man, what a night of racing it's been here at for the limited late models especially. I mean, the top three, you guys pretty much ran your hearts out tonight trying to catch one another.
Yeah, it was a fun race. It's just with these cars, it's a lot of single file racing, so it's all about patience and then just hoping the guy in front of you makes a mistake and you can capitalize on it. But all in all, 25 laps green flags tonight, no cautions. Can't be upset with that.
You did, yeah. You guys had a great job here tonight in the limited lates, and you got sponsor shout-outs, people you want to thank for a second place podium?
Village Motorsports, Yurishi Media, Vertex Graphics for the wrap, yourself, Adam, for doing the broadcast, everyone at Coast to Coast behind the scenes, put this league on. Who's the sponsor for tonight? I forget.
Regal Wraps and Designs is the sponsor
yourself,
of
Adam,
Wednesday night.
You and your design, wrap design. I gotta thank you guys for coming on tonight and doing being the sponsor, being the main sponsor for Hometown Heroes, limited late models, and just want to say hi to anyone watching. Hope you enjoyed the race.
Well, it's a great job to be here. I really enjoy it, and hopefully we can get a couple more sponsors in next season. That'd be great to see.
For sure.
So, but great job there tonight in the limited late there, Chad, and unfortunately it came up just a little short there trying to get the Grandy, but I mean, like I said, the top three, you pretty much were under a blanket there most of the closing laps, and just unfortunately the track didn't cooperate for either one. You had to try to get up there to gain any more positions.
No, exactly. You're right on the money with that.
Well, man, great job. Are you coming out? Are you heading to Kokomo yourself, or are you done tonight?
I'm done for the night. I gotta go to bed. Work early in the morning.
All righty. Well, have yourself a great Wednesday night, and we'll see you next week there, Chad.
Thanks, Adam.
All right, now we'll get with Joseph Grandy. Good evening there, Joseph. How's it going?
Not bad. How you doing, Adam?
I'm doing fairly well. I think you're doing a little bit better here in the limited lates than what you did in the 360s, right?
Yeah, stayed out of trouble in these. That always helps.
Well, it helps to be up front to stay out of trouble, too.
Yeah, I figured my best bet to win was to get in the lead right away, and luckily it worked out.
Yeah, were you nervous at all? That did you have to keep yourself on your toes pretty much to make sure you were definitely hitting your marks and everything with those two guys barreling down on you?
Not really. It's so hard to pass in those things. They weren't really getting any close enough to throw some kind of crazy slide. Or the only thing I had to worry about but didn't have to worry about was getting ran into. But trust the guys behind me, and it all worked out.
I mean, you guys definitely raced clean up there. All, you know, the top three there, you, Chad, and Randy. I mean, you guys definitely put on a show there. Just, man, oh man, what a night of racing it is here at Volusia. And can't wait to see what Kokomo has in store for us when we go there for the midgets.
Yeah, midgets at Kokomo should be fun. I won't be racing them, but I'll watch the feed later and see how it goes.
Well, hopefully it goes well, but man, oh man, you did a great job there, Joseph. You got sponsors, shout-outs, people you want to thank for getting that victory here at Volusia tonight.
Yeah, Aiden over at Raise the Bar, Catalytic Recovery, West End Tone and Repair, Hinkle Homes, Mad Rabbit, Highline Cinematography, Shaggy TV, Reckless Raps, my girlfriend Olivia, all the guys at Coast to Coast, and appreciate you, man, for the broadcast and the sponsoring.
Alrighty, well, we're happy to be here and happy to help, so great job there, and we'll see you next week then there, Joseph.
All right, man, have a good one.
You too. All right, so the only one out of our podium here that's moving on to the midgets is that of Randy Shreves, as he should be on his way to Kokomo, which now I got to go catch my way over to Kokomo, so don't go anywhere. We got more racing coming up after this.
1, 2, 3. I love it, Molly.
They say it's a matter of time, 1,000 days and the sun won't shine before I come back to you. For your love I will go far, I wanna be wherever you are. I know I'm coming back for you.
Brother, it's good to see you.
My love is a river long, the best ride in a million wrongs. I know I'm coming back to you. And I'm happy, nothing's going to stop me. And I'm happy, nothing's going to stop me. I'm making my way home, I'm making my way.
All right, we're back here from the Speedway of Kokomo. We see Brandon Templeton out there. Jack Hitz on pit road. Terry Landis there in third. Jeff Barker there fourth right now, or fourth fastest, I should say, here in your practice. We'll bring up here, see if we can get our points. There we go. Skipping. We have the Rio Rap Midgets here tonight. And we are looking at Jack Hitt as your leader with 369. Jeff Barker is in second. Brandon Templeton in third. All three of those guys here on track tonight. Steve Marr, I don't see him here tonight, but Randy Shreves rounding out the top 5 on your points board. They get set here. Qualifying coming up for your Regal Midgets. There you see Templeton coming out of Corning, Iowa. Mr. Bob the Good also out there on track. And they come down there through off the corner. That number 7 there. Landis working off his way off the corner. And Yoo-Hoo. Number 161. He's had a decent season here. Not too terrible in that 161 here for the midgets. Bob the Good there in third right now. Landis, he's currently second with a 12.541. Templeton laying down a 12.089. Trees with a 12.598. Bob the Good. Dino out there, he's got himself a 12.897. Out of North Syracuse. Terry Landis there out of Desert Hot Springs. Jack Hitt out there on track, trying to put down a time if he can. Currently fourth, as he has come across there, but I think he might, well, we'll see here as he's coming back around here. See what his times are as he's down there on the bottom. And Jack Hitt has a 12.238 on that lap. We'll see if he gets any quicker here on lap number 2. He works there off the corner. And he'll end up with a 12.238. So that will wrap up qualifying as we now get set for your heat race of your midgets. Your heat race will look like this once they start giving me the running order. There we go. For the Regal Midgets, we got Randy Shreves out there in front. Terry Landis there second. Jack Hitt in third. Brandon Templeton there in fourth. Jeff Barker fifth. Bob the Good there in sixth. Dean Reynolds in seventh. That is your starting grid here for your hometown hero, Regal Midgets. They get set to rock and roll here for 6 laps around Kokomo. As you heard from Randy Shreves, whenever he was there, as he's got the invert option there, as he's starting there on the pole, as he was 4th fastest. As you see Fred pull that thing on the pit lane there here at Kokomo. Kokomo's an odd pit lane to try to get onto there out of turn 2. They come out of turn 4. The dirt and dust fly in the corner number 1. As they go 3 wide there for the lead, possibly, but definitely there as they work on the bottom, trying to see who's down there. It looks like Templeton down, or no, I'm sorry, that's Randy Shreves down on that bottom side. Or I'm sorry, no, that's Jeff Barker on that bottom side. Shreves trying to hang on to it, can't quite get there. Jeff Barker doing a great job as he's up 3 positions already down there on the bottom. And now out front, Jack Hitt hangs on there, sitting in second. As they roll down that back straightaway, Templeton fell back there into third, trying to get there. He gets out there in the front. Look out there into the outside wall there. That is one Jeff Barker into the outside fence. They work down there now through turn 3 and 4, 3 laps to go here at Kokomo. Jack Hitt there in second. Randy Shreves battles there underneath. They're off of 2. Templeton, man, oh man, what a shot he has there out front. As Shreves now takes over second. Jack Hitt ends up there in third. As they come there now, final lap. Trying to figure out who's pulling off there. It might have been Bob the Good there in the 7. As they work now off turn number 4. Templeton, Shreves, Jack Hitt, your top 3 here in your heat. We're waiting on the official results to come in here. But Brandon Templeton laying down a blister of a heat race. You see Templeton there out front. Shreves there second. Jack Hitt third. Dean Reynolds there fourth. Fifth going to Terry Landis. Bob the Good there in 6th, and Jeff Barker in 7th. We'll be right back after this message.
Thank you to all of our sponsors.
All right, here we go. We're back. Here we are, back at the racetrack. Hope everybody's ready for some midget racing as we watch Templeton come across. Oh, man, what a great save there. I'm getting into the victory lane here. Victory lane stand here at Kokomo. They're on that inside. As white flag waves here for them. Your starting grid will be coming up here. Brandon Templeton out there, starting on pole for Hammer Down Racing. Randy Shreves for LGR Motorsports in the 56 starts to his outside in second. Row number 2 on that inside lane, the 217 of Jack Hitt starts third. Dino for Super Dirt Car Series, Full Throttle Motorsports, driving to number 79, starts fourth. Row number 5 on that inside line for Crete Sim Racing, the 161 of Terry Landis. On Neo's outside, Can-Am Racing Team's number 7, Mr. Bob the Good, starts 6th. And rounding out your field tonight, in the 513 for Can-Am Racing, Jeff Barker starts 7th. There you go, down the front straightaway. See here if pace car pulls off this time, as we said. Tight turn there for Fred, coming there off turn 2. He does pull off. And now they are set to go. Green flag racing here at Kokomo. Down the front straightaway here in the 1 and 2 they go. Jack Hitt makes a big dive down there on the bottom, gets way out there in front. Not sure what happened to Templeton. Templeton way back there now in 6th. As somebody goes around there, not sure who. Templeton back here in 6th. Jeff Barker is who ends up going around there. Caution flag comes out. There for turn number 4. Somebody tried making friends with tires early on in this one. There through turn 3 and 4 as you watch them come down there now out of 2. Green flag waving there from, as you see them get together at Shreves. But down there on the bottom, I'm trying to get a good picture of it there as it just looks like he goes in just a little too deep. There, as you see him skip over that curb and then up and over that tire. Templeton had to try to gather it up down there on the bottom, which he does so, but man, oh man, not the start Jeff Barker was wanting there out of his machine. Everybody lined back up side by side, pace car, pulling off. We're going to go back. Green flag racing here at Kokomo. 25 laps was the distance. We've only got 1 lap in the books. They come now out of turn number 4, down through turn 1 and 2. Everybody's fighting for position. Great start there by Jack Hitt. Randy Shreves there in 3rd. And oh no, Randy Shreves gets picked up. Going to get shoveled to the back there. A little bit of bump from Terry Landis. And now they work off a turn 2. They're on the backstretch. Templeton now up there in the 3rd. We know he's got some speed here at Kokomo. He's shown it in the heat as he works up there trying to get to the lead. 22 laps to go now as they work through turn 3 and 4. Down there on the bottom, look out for that infield tire. Terry Landis trying to get underneath. Jack Hitt can't quite get there. But Templeton, he's there as well. Just look at them cars bounce and pop them front ends up coming there out of the corners here tonight. That's kind of what Shreves was talking about, is you got to be real careful on these throttles. Looks like it's more turn 2 as we see Templeton back again in the air coming out of turn 2. Got to be careful on that throttle. You don't want to stomp on it. Got to ease into it. As you see there, Jack Hitt doing a great job keeping that car level and down on the playing surface. Here they work around turn 3 and 4. Terry Landis there in 2nd doing a great job of it as well. Here comes Dino though on the bottom side underneath the Templeton as they work down that back straightaway. Terry Landis down on the bottom. Dean Reynolds there in the 3rd now as he got around Templeton. And this is a little bit different than what we've seen at Templeton. He's kind of struggling here tonight at Kokomo. As we've seen him do a great job, especially in the heat. As you watch him work down around there, looks like Jeff Barker, he's found something down there along the bottom, as long as he stays out of them infield tires. As Jack Hitt puts some more distance between him and the pack behind him. Terry Landis there in 2nd. Dean Reynolds there in 3rd, but Barker's trying to make a good run at Dino. They're off the corner. Couldn't quite get there, and Landis as well. He's making a great run here at Hitt. Hitt gets it 2 sideways. That's going to give that lead over to Landis. Now Hitt's going to try to gather it back in there and get back up there to the lead. As they work there now off the corner up there along that outside line. Is Templeton trying to make that outside lane work. He's got something working up there. He's making a shot around the outside of this racetrack here at Kokomo. 2 laps to go. It looks like that top lane might be coming in a little bit there for him as he's got it around there on the outside. Getting to the outside there now of Barker coming out of turn 4. Down the front straightaway, 11 laps to go. Landis out there in front, Hitt there in 2nd. Templeton still making a charge on that outside. He's going to dive it down there through turn 3 and 4, right there on the bumper. Barker is going to get right underneath him. Going to have to try to make sure he doesn't slide into him there off the corners. Barker and Templeton got into each other there early on in the races. Now they work down there off the corner. Landis through 1 and 2. As Hitt's there in 2nd. Templeton there 3rd. Barker 4th. Randy Shreves there in 5th. Keeping it working there now off the corner. Great job there by these guys to keep it straight, keep it running. They work there now off through the corner. And they're now off through 3 and 4. Templeton, they're in third, back on the bottom again. 5 laps to go for Terry Landis, Jack Hitt, Templeton. And who did we say your leader in points was? That'd be Jack Hitt. Jack Hitt's there in second. Terry Landis, he's currently in 11th in points with only 11 points, so he hasn't made a bunch of races, but the ones he's making here lately, he's making them count. As Jack Hitt, he's bouncing it down there on the bottom, trying to get back underneath the Landis as they work there now off turn 3 and 4. They get together. That's going to open it up for Templeton to get that shot that he needs. Jack Hitt hangs on to third. Great job. But not for long as Barger works down there, and Barger's going to jump it up in front of them. They're off the infield, final lap. Terry Landis out front. Templeton giving it all he's got. They're now through turn 3 and 4. Templeton down there on the bottom. Landis off, and it is too close for me to call by my standpoint. Let's look at the gap, and it looks like Landis got Templeton by .05. 0.05 of a second for Landis over Templeton. Man, oh man, what a run for Templeton to get himself back in it. But, man, Terry Landis drove his heart out to hang on to the victory there tonight at Kokomo. Jack Hitt there in third after getting back around Barker after Barker bounced it up across his nose. These guys definitely gave a great run here tonight. Your feature winners, or your feature results, are as follows. Terry Landis getting that win. Templeton second, Jack Hitt third, Jeff Barker fourth, Randy Shreves there fifth, Dean Reynolds there in sixth, and Bob the Good there in seventh. Now to get with your winners here from your Regal Midgets. Man, oh man, what a race we had here. Up front, lots of jostling for positions. We got them all bouncing around there, cars going around in circles. Just a great night of racing there, as you see. There's Jack Hitt doing a complete 360s on that machine. Down there across the bottom. And got it gathered back up to at least hang on there. So we'll get with your victory winners now, starting with Jack Hitt. Good evening there, Jack. How's it going?
Good. How you doing, Adam?
Doing well. Man, those cars did not want to stay planted tonight, did they?
No, I was just saying I couldn't keep the front wheels on the ground.
Well, we saw Templeton having that same issue. I mean, but he found something up high there, apparently, to let him get back up through the field.
Well, I thought about it. Laps I was running up high there in warm-ups were about the same time as I was running in the middle of that feature. But thought I didn't want to go up there and lose too much ground, and ended up doing it anyway, so I probably should have.
I mean, you did a great job. You held on to the lead as much as you can, but, I mean, Terry was on fire here tonight. And what was your thoughts on your race, though, tonight?
This track's never been good to me. I never feel like I've been the fastest here. So once Brandon took the OL, I'm assuming he thinks something went half down in the heat or something. I don't know. But once I had the lead, I was just hoping I could hold that bottom and do enough. But I kept running up too high, and I fell back to third early. And so it's just mostly just trying to minimize the damage and try to run more consistent. But it's really tough here.
Well, coming there to the flag there, what was your thoughts whenever you saw Barker come up across you there, coming through 3 and 4?
I was laughing a little bit. I'm in the Discord with him. He's hey, oh shit, and so I kind of knew what was coming, and I knew it was last lap, so there wasn't really I needed to keep my momentum too long, so checked up, and he still got pretty close to me, but. Yeah, it was just kind of a funny moment.
Yeah, we know he was kind of flirting with danger with them infield tires tonight.
Yeah, it's easy to do. I mean, as you see, like for the most of the race here, it's going to be down there on the tires, and some people can even run it lower than we were doing. But Yeah, you just one touch though, and could be the end of your race.
Well, what was your thoughts on the way most drivers drive this track? I know for me, it almost seems like, especially with these midgets, you're almost never not turning.
Yeah, I've played around kind of diamonding the backstretch and the front stretch before, but I think it just depends on the way it wears. Like tonight, I was trying to enter a little bit wider and kind of move the apex out a little bit and get a lot lower exit. But sometimes that slider line's good here. It's just I think we wore down that one line pretty good, and it made for some good racing though.
It most definitely did. So great job there, Jack. You got sponsors, shout-outs, anybody you want to thank for getting third here tonight?
Just want to thank all the guys that show up and put on a good race, everybody behind the scenes making the league go around, you and Regal Wrap Designs for sponsoring the division. And of course, gotta thank my wife for giving me time to do it.
All right, great job again, Jack, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, thanks, Adam.
All right, how was Jack hitting? Now we'll get with Brandon Templeton. Good evening there, Brandon. How's it going?
Oh, doing pretty good. Had a pretty fun race there tonight.
Yeah, it seems like you struggled a little bit there along with a few others trying to keep that front end down.
Yeah, there was almost too much grip in parts of the track, and as the night went on, it definitely wore out and it kept it tough. But early in the night, you had to really be careful with the throttle if you ran down low because it was super sticky and that front end would come up. So I tried high side like halfway through the race just because everybody was hugging that bottom. Thought if it was at least equal, maybe I could make up a little bit of ground as they made mistakes. It did not work out. They pulled away from me. So tucked back in line, got back up as far as I could into third, and they were kind of pulling away. I thought with a few to go, might as well try something. So went back up high, and there was definitely something there as that bottom was getting slicker and tougher to run. I could keep up and would catch them a little bit.
Yeah, we saw you were like one of the only ones to really test the waters up on the high side.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't very much grip up there, so you had to be right on the edge. I don't know if, it was pretty slick and dangerous up there, and some guys were probably just pretty happy to keep it under them. So tough track, tough car to drive with the weight shifting around and stuff like that. So, yeah, we'll take it.
Well, great job there, Brandon. You got sponsor shout-outs, people you want to thank for getting second place tonight?
Yeah, hats off to Terry for a heck of a win. That was a good race. Him and Jack and Randy were putting on there for a while. You, Regal Wraps, for putting on a good broadcast, putting on the sponsorship for Wednesday nights. Jay with the Dirt Track Bank and Malvern Bank, everything they're doing. I got to go out to an ASCS race this weekend that they're headline sponsorship of, so that was a good race with 41 cars. So they're doing cool things for a lot of racers. Hammer Down Racing, Joe, Kurt, Brian, Mike, everybody there working out, everybody working in the league, helping out. I know Dean and some of those guys do a lot of work in the back end to keep us going and put all this on. And thanks to Jack for working on doing the admin job for the midgets every night.
You guys always do a great job, and it looks like you always have a blast out there running these things. So can't wait to see what next week brings, and we're going to get with your winner now, Terry Landis. Good evening, Terry. How's it going?
All right, Adam. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, man. What type of season you think you would have if you wouldn't have missed a couple races?
Oh, I don't know. I'd probably be up front battling for the championship. I don't know. I'm sure Brandon has it all locked up.
Well, I'm not sure on that. Jack Hitt's right there.
All right.
Yeah, Jack Hitt's leading the points coming into the night.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Then it's Jeffrey Barker in second, and then Templeton.
What? Oh, shit. He's giving these guys a little breathing room.
So, yeah, it's going to come down to it here in the points for sure. But, I mean, what a night you had. Just .05 in front of Brandon tonight. And we know Brandon's a tough one to beat here in the midgets. I mean, what was your thoughts there coming to the line with him underneath you?
I didn't even know he was there, to tell you the truth. The lap before, I looked at the relative and I saw Jack, and I figured I'll just stay down here in the bottom. Next thing I know, I hear him ripping on the inside. I'm like, where the heck did he come from?
Well, you got the run you needed coming off of 4 and got that win. So, I mean, man, good close racing here at Kokomo. And
always is. Always is.
So, what was your thoughts on the track tonight? And did you have troubles yourself keeping the weight over them front tires?
Oh, yeah. If you hit those bumps in turn 2, coming out of turn 2 wrong, and got on the gas a little too hard, it just lifted the front end right up off the ground. A couple of times you're looking at the stars. You just got to take it easy coming out of the turn. And later on in the race, you could slide a little harder through them and just roll through the bumps.
Yeah, you did made it look enjoyable out there, and you got sponsor shout-outs, people you want to thank there for getting that Yoo-Hoo number 161 to victory lane tonight.
Oh, yeah, I'll give you a shout-out, Adam, for putting on a great show, and Regal Wraps and Designs for allowing us to do that, C2C for giving us a place to race. Let's see, Galen's Homebrew Popcorn, and use the word cart at checkout, and you get 15% off of that great internet popcorn, Craig's Old Track Parts, you and my wife Judy.
Alrighty, well, congrats there, Terry. And are we going to see you next week, or are you got another week off?
I don't know. It all depends where the Yoo-Hoo can wants to roll.
Alrighty, well, congrats again, Terry. Enjoy that victory here tonight, as they don't come too often over top of Templeton, that's for sure.
I know it. I'll take it when they come, though.
Great job.
Thanks, Adam.
That was Terry Landish, your winner here in the Regal Midgets division for your hometown heroes, brought to you by Regal Wraps and Designs this season. Always looking for more sponsorships here at Coast to Coast, and if you do have a sponsorship you'd like to help out with, we'd be glad to put you here on stream as well. So, great job tonight by these drivers. Thank you all for tuning in and watching. You all have yourself a great night. We'll be back with Coast to Coast Racing Network tomorrow night for your Thursday Night Thunder. As for Flager Farm TV, we will be back Friday night for SRA.